Hello, everyone. Welcome to week 2 of Cyber Advantage 2026. And I'm Dr. Rhonda Farrell, the founder of CSTGIA. And today we are talking about risk visibility, turning unknown exposure into strategic insight. The theme for today is really the fact that you cannot control what you cannot clearly see. So why is visibility the next advantage? Well, last week we reframed cybersecurity as a question of strategic control, not one of only technical defense. This week we're going one layer deeper because before leaders can decide under pressure, before organizations can move with confidence, one condition must be met, and that is risk must be visible at the right level. In 2026, many organizations are not failing because of breaches. They're stalling because of blind spots created by AI systems operating faster than their governance, third-party ecosystems expanding beyond their oversight capabilities, cloud, SaaS, and data sharing models that diffuse accountability, and risk reporting that is technically accurate but strategically useless. This is not a tooling problem. It is not a technology problem. It is a visibility problem. The 2026 reality is that risk has outpaced our traditional oversight. Cyber risk is no longer defined and confined to the network. It is no longer owned by only one functional group, and it is not revealed only during incidents. Today, risk accumulates quietly throughout the organization and our partnerships via AI model drift and opaque decision logic, shadow AI and unsanctioned automation, vendor dependencies embedded deep in operations, and workforce behaviors that are shaped by speed, not policy. What makes 2026 different is this: risk now materializes before leaders realize it's present. And once visibility is lost, control follows soon thereafter. So risk visibility is not about generating yet more data. Many organizations respond to this by asking for more dashboards, more metrics, more reports. But visibility is not equal to volume. Visibility is equal to the focus on relevance of the data against our strategic framework and intent. So strategic risk visibility answers 3 core questions clearly and consistently. It asks, where are we exposed in ways that affect our strategic decision making? Which risks constrain our strategic options right now, and which risks are growing silently outside of our normal reporting cycles? If leadership cannot answer those questions without translation, the organization does not have visibility. It has a large amount of noise that it has to shift through, which is not serving the ability to make decisions in an effective and timely manner. So in 2026, mature organizations are reframing risk reporting around decision impact, not threat catalogs. They are asking, which risks could force us to slow, stop, or pivot? Where would a cyber event shift authority, trust, or accountability? And which risks would we accept differently if we saw them earlier? This reframing exercise moves cybersecurity out of the compliance lane and into the strategy war room where it belongs, because risks that leaders can see early is risk that they can shape to their own advantage. Risks they see late puts them into crisis mode. So visibility is thus a governance capability. And here's our critical insight for week 2. Risk visibility is not owned by the tools and technologies we are deploying. It is produced by the governance life cycles we put in place. So organizations with cyber advantage in 2026 defined what must be visible at the executive level, align risk signals to decision thresholds, establish clear ownership for emerging risk categories, and surface uncertainty, not just confirmed findings. They don't wait for certainty. They manage ambiguity deliberately, and that is ultimately how control is preserved. So our strategic insight for week 2 is that cyber advantage is not necessarily knowing everything to the finest level of granularity. It is knowing what matters most early enough to take action to protect the organization from harm. Risk visibility is the bridge between readiness and control. Without it, readiness becomes theoretical. With it, leaders regain strategic leverage, even in the face of heightened complexity. So as you move through this week, I want you to ask yourself and the personnel within your organization, what cyber risks would surprise our leadership team today if they were to gain greater awareness of them? Where do we rely on assumptions instead of signals? And which risks only become visible after decisions are already constrained? These answers point directly to where advantage is being lost or can be reclaimed. So we're going to further address this point next week. And our week 3 preview is that we'll build on visibility by addressing the next constraint, and that is decision latency. Many organizations see risk, but still can't move fast enough to control the outcomes that matter. That's where cyber advantage becomes operationally required. So again, this is Dr. Rhonda Farrell, the founder of CSTGIA, bringing you Cyber Advantage 2026 Week 2.